going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged match. I'm going to post this on the Kaged review too, just because I think it's a topic that deserves to be shared. So just getting back into recording, man. This is my first recording back in literally like a month. So I'm really excited to be back in this chair. I've got a lot of ground to cover. Unfortunately, the first couple of posts are on some heavy topics because they're kind of at the edge of getting old now, so I want to tackle them before they're too old. But I feel like they should be talked about. So ladies and gentlemen, the first topic we're going to talk about, just coming back in, if you watch wrestling, if you're a fan of wrestling, you know that there's been a movement lately called Speaking Out. And if you're not familiar, it is where the wrestling industry has kind of uncovered a lot of ugly truths about it. And we've already known that there's been big issues with the wrestling industry for decades. But now we find out that, you know, women, while they've always been kind of objectified, are now coming forward and saying that a lot of guys in the industry have either put them in positions physically where they feel very uncomfortable, actually sexually assaulted or raped them, or talked about raping them. I mean, there's a lot of really fucking sick, twisted shit going on here. And so you've had a lot of women come forward, and some men too, coming forward talking about how guys in the industry have made advances on them or actually sexually assaulted them in some form or fashion. And it has put a question mark over some big names. There have been people that have been fired and probably will never work for wrestling in any organization ever again. There have been organizations shut down already over this. Smaller independents that are just no longer with us because of everything that has come out about them. There have been issues with speaking out though, and one of those issues in particular are false claims. A couple of false claims have been evident and have really come to light as being false claims, and so that really hurts the men and women that are coming forward honestly, the women that have told very hard to tell stories. And I think that sucks, and I think the people like that should be prosecuted just like the people that have actually done the acts. Maybe not to the extent, but they should be prosecuted to some extent. I hate that shit. I hate when people lay false claims too. Obviously it goes without saying that one is worse than the other, but false claims still really hurt the credibility of everyone else that is coming forward, and that sucks. So to name some names here, Joey Ryan has been fired, he's gone. Jack Gallagher, he's fired, done. Jordan Devlin has a claim. It looks like they don't know what really happened. There's no facts one way or the other. And WWE has released a statement that based on an accusation, they're not really going to do anything. If the suspect is arrested, then they will be suspended from the company without pay until the trial is over. If they are convicted, found guilty, or there is irrefutable evidence of the incident, they'll be automatically fired. And that's WWE's statement. So Jordan Devlin, we don't know. Jimmy Havoc has been suspended from AEW. Apparently they've known he's had some issues, maybe some substance issues, maybe some mental health issues there. So we just, have to see what happens there. Other names include Trent Seven, Darby Allin, the Knight family, which is Paige's family. And she's come to bat for them. But at the same time, there's kind of already been evidence shown that there's something about the Knight family that, may not be on the up and up. James Ellsworth, Matt Riddle, that one WWE knew about, and apparently the accuser has had a paper trail of harassing Matt Riddle and his wife or girlfriend, whatever she is. And so we don't know exactly what the truth is there, but at least WWE is aware of it, and there is some evidence that this person has been kind of harassing Matt Riddle. So Jim Cornette is a name on there. Will Ospreay, Sammy Guevara was suspended for older comments he made about wanting to rape Sasha Banks, and he manned up and apologized and saying it was definitely tasteless, and I think we can all agree that it was pretty tasteless. Sasha Banks made a retort that she did have a conversation with Sammy. She doesn't agree with what he said, and said that essentially women shouldn't have to work under those circumstances, which I agree. Velveteen Dream has been accused, Marty Scurll, Justin Ryan, David Lagana has stepped down from NWA. So this is pretty big, man. This is all encompassing, and I think what it goes to show is, much like Hollywood, you have these people that are in this insane lifestyle where they actually do make quite a bit of money, and they just kind of live in their own world. And unfortunately, sometimes that world can get kind of fucked up and disgusting. And so I think that I'm really happy that this is being brought to light. As hard as it is for people to come forward, and as hard as it is to speak about these events, and I can tell you from very personal experience, it is incredibly difficult, because I've had very fucked up experiences in my life that I've talked about in detail in other posts. It does take a certain amount of intestinal fortitude. So the next step after that is to acknowledge that there is a problem and do something about it, and try to make your work environment safe for everybody. So, it sucks that some people that I really liked and really thought were amazing in the ring or on a microphone or what have you, just have turned out to be incredible pieces of shit. And so it's disappointing for sure to see that. So that's the post. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you guys have any information, one way or the other, on any of these cases that I've spoken of. And if you have genuine information, if you're just theorizing, don't waste your time or mine. I wasn't there, you weren't there. The only people that were are the people involved. So, and speaking of that, I would like to say that I don't go into any situation like this where I hear an accuser believing necessarily the accuser or the accused off the bat. I don't believe the man, I don't believe the woman. I believe the facts. And that's become a tagline for a lot of people. I believe the facts. But for me, it's not a tagline. It's legitimate. I make a decision based on the evidence. If there is no evidence, I just have to admit that I don't know. And so I would like to believe the best in every person, but we all know that's never going to be great. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.